Welcome to the Mugiwara Sketches YouTube channel, buddy. In today's video, we explore deep into the One Piece world to learn some little-known details about Shanks, one of the most mysterious characters on the series. We've put together a list of 20 fascinating facts about Shanks that even the most devoted fans may not be aware of, ranging from his special talents to his puzzling history. So, let's set sail and explore the intriguing world of Shanks. Shanks is revered as the man, the myth, the legend in the One Piece world. Shanks stands out as one of the most intriguing and enigmatic characters, despite having less screen time than the rest of the other characters. With his massive fan following and pivotal part in the narrative, Shanks serves as a role model for everyone's favorite Straw Hat pirate captain, Luffy. Shanks, the famed captain of the Red Hair Pirates, is renowned for his great charm, lethal skills, and mysterious history. So, if you're interested in learning more about him, we've put together a list of 20 amazing and little-known facts about Shanks. So without further ado, let's get started. Fact 1. Shanks is the killer of observation Haki. Shanks is known as the killer of observation Haki, as shown in One Piece Volume 4 Billion. At this point, you must be wondering why. The user of this rare and unique advanced form of Conqueror's Haki can stop opponents from using observation Haki by first distracting them with their strong Conqueror's Haki. Shanks is the only person who knows how to use this method well right now. This skill gives Shanks a big strategy edge because it can stop an opponent from being able to see into the future and make them take too many hits. This skill of Conqueror's Haki will be used more in the future, that's for sure. Remember the famous Conqueror's Haki scene of Luffy in the Fishman Island arc? When all of the opponents are unconsciously down and defeated. In an SBS Kane interview, author Eiichiro Oda said that Shanks could have beaten 100,000 fishmen with his Haushoku Haki on Fishman Island if he had been as good as Luffy at the time. So, it's easy to see how incredibly strong Shanks is when he's fighting Conqueror's Haki. Fact 2. Shanks' past that many of us don't know. Shanks was found as a baby by the famous pirate Gold D. Roger and his crew. At the God Valley, he was found in a treasure box. Shanks was taken care of by the Roger pirates from the time he was a child until Roger died. He was a trainee pirate with the Roger pirates, just like Buggy. Roger was always someone Shanks looked up to and loved. Since he was so close to the Dark King Silver's Rayleigh and the rest of the group, he stays in touch with them. This is an incredible parallel background since, if you recall correctly, Shanks also discovered Yuta in a treasure box in the exact same way. Both of these occurrences took place at the same time. As shown in One Piece film Red, fate has a way of repeating itself, and Shanks ended up raising Yuta and becoming her adoptive father. Fact 3. Shanks has a grand fleet, but there's bad news. The grand fleets of the Straw Hat Pirates, the Blackbeard Pirates, and the Whitebeard Pirates have all been featured prominently during the course of the One Piece anime series. Therefore, there was debate amongst fans on the possibility of a well-known emperor such as Shanks having his very own fleet. It has been discovered to everyone's relief that Shanks is in possession of his very own fleet of ships. On the other hand, it is said that he is not the leader. At this time, we are unable to explain why that is the case, thus we will have to wait on mangaka Oda to provide an explanation. Fact 4. Shanks' new bounty and its secret. The staggering sum of 4,048,900,000 berries has been placed as a reward on Shanks' head, making it the 7th greatest sum of any bounty in the history of the One Piece world. This is certainly a nice bit of wordplay on Oda's part here. The number 489 in the reward may be read as Shuryaku, which is an obvious allusion to the fact that his name is Shanks. You can appreciate the rationale behind his high bounty numbers if you know that the Japanese pronunciation of his name is Shankusu. Before, of the 4 emperors of the sea, Shanks had the least amount of reward available to him. Compared to the other emperors that currently hold power, Shanks has almost the same bounty. If you are curious about the amount of the reward that Shanks offered Luffy in exchange for the Straw Hat, it was 1,040,000,000 berries at the time. Fact 5. Shanks' hobby and his favorite foods. Lobster, chahan, and kimchi are among Shanks' top 3 preferred dishes in One Piece. The chahan and the kimchi dishes are both types of Japanese fried rice. It might come as a surprise to some people that he likes fried rice, but he definitely does. Regarding the dish that Shanks dislikes the least, he does not consume a lot of blueberries. We even learn that one of Shanks' hobbies is going off on adventures by himself. Who would have ever guessed that Shanks had a restless spirit? Right? Fact 6. Shanks' birthday date and its connection. Another noteworthy aspect about this situation is that the birth date of Shanks was chosen by a fan, and the author Oda agreed that it should be used as Shanks' official birth date. The birthday of Shanks is currently celebrated by the fanbase on March 9th. The date March 9th may also be written as 3-9, thus this is yet another example of clever wordplay. When you mix the Japanese words for 3, which are Shan, and 9, which are Kukyu, you get a direct allusion to his name, which is Shankusu. Fans of Oda and of One Piece appreciate Shanks in the same way that we do. Fact 7. Oda's literally me character is Shanks. On a daily basis, literally all of us come across new literally me memes shared across various social media platforms. But have you ever considered or pondered the possibility that Oda could have a character like that in his head? To put it simply, the answer is yes. Oda does in fact have one, and he has shared his thinking with his supporters. Shanks, out of all of the other characters in One Piece, is the one who Oda considers to be the one with whom he has the most in common with. The explanation is not complicated. Shanks has a demeanor that is similar to that of Oda, who is known for his cool demeanor, and he also dresses in a way that is reminiscent of Oda. In addition, he stated that a lion is the animal that most closely resembles Shanks. It works wonderfully for someone with a fierce personality like his. Fact 8. Anchor theme of the Red Hair Pirates. This is a strange truth, but fans should be aware of it because it's a great detail about the show. If you've been paying attention, you may have noticed that Shanks is somehow connected to the anchor motif that appears frequently in One Piece's Red Hair Pirates. For instance, a picture of an anchor on their body in the form of a tattoo or on their clothing, and many more. Because of this enigma, we were left wondering why, but the answer is rather straightforward. The shank of an anchor is the section of the anchor that is called the stem, which is yet another allusion to his name. This is only one example of Oda's penchant for scattering analogies like this all around the One Piece series. Fact 9. Shanks wasn't initially in Oda's plans. It was revealed by Oda in the One Piece chapter Romance Dawn, version 2, which was printed in the weekly Shonen Jump magazine. Luffy was meant to obtain the iconic straw hat and his devil fruit from his grandpa Monkey D. Garp rather than Shanks. The chapter was titled Romance Dawn, version 2. He went on to clarify that the reason he wanted it to be this way was so that he could reveal Shanks later in the series. The reason Oda intended to pursue this path to unveil Shanks at a later time was so that his persona could catch the audience's attention and have a far more powerful effect. But fortunately, he decided against carrying out this scheme. If things had gone differently, we wouldn't have witnessed the iconic moment when Shanks gave Luffy the straw hat. Fact 10. Shanks is the first Haki user we saw. Although we do not know who was the first person to utilize Haki in the history of the One Piece universe, who originally found it, we do know for a fact that Shanks was the first character in the anime to make use of Haki. As a result of his usage of Conqueror's Haki against the Sea King, he became the very first person we saw on One Piece anime to make use of this particular Haki. When we were in that situation, we had no idea what Haki was or how it operated. But now, it is one of my favorite things in the anime series, even if it is a little complicated. Haki is one of the finest power systems, and Shanks went on to become a master of the Conqueror's Haki. Fact 11. Shanks shares the same birthday as Mihawk. Everyone in the world is aware of the legendary rivalry between Shanks and Dracula Mihawk, One Piece's greatest swordsman. They are known as the world's most formidable adversaries and have clashed numerous times, but we've never seen it until now. Amazingly, both of these characters share the same birthday, March 9th. This is such an interesting fact for die-hard admirers of these fantastic characters. Additionally, Frankie and Shanks and Mihawk share the same birthday. Fact 12. Shanks' sword name and its personification. Griffin is the name of the Shanks' intimidating appearing weapon. The sword is named after the legendary Griffin creature. These creatures reportedly produce a shrieking sound and have not yet been spotted. Griffin is considered to be Shanks' primary weapon, as he is always seen wielding it. It is a saber-style sword, and, truth be told, it elevates this man's swagger to the next level. Despite having only one hand, Shanks was able to intimidate his opponents with this sword. He is so powerful and intimidating. When he was a member of the Roger Pirates, Shanks previously wielded two distinct swords. Fact 13. The reason behind Shanks' scar. Blackbeard had the audacity to scar one of the most deadly characters in One Piece. Although we do not know exactly when it occurred, it must have occurred after Roger's crew was disbanded. Shanks had a scar on his face, as seen in manga chapter 1054, when he stole the Gomu Gomu no Mi, which was not the rubber fruit, as we learned when Luffy unleashed the Gear 5 technique. Blackbeard, also known as Marshal D. Teach, was a former member of the Whitebeard and used his weapon to inflict this wound on Shanks. Shanks confirmed this fact when he first met Whitebeard. Fact 14. Shanks' connection with the other emperors. Shanks is connected to all extant sea emperors in one way or another. For instance, Blackbeard is the one who left Shanks' visage with a large, distinctive scar. Shanks then influenced Luffy to become a pirate and establish the Straw Hats Pirates. Luffy became an emperor in his own right. And finally, there is Buggy, who served alongside Shanks as an apprentice pirate in the Roger Pirates. The world of One Piece is filled with mysteries and never ceases to astound us. Fact 15. No Devil Fruit Users Brand. This is one of the most well-known facts about Shanks and his crew, and many fans may already be aware of it. Unlike several other characters on the series, Shanks did not consume the Devil's Fruit. Not only him, but also his entire entourage. Shanks and his entire crew are not Devil Fruit users instead. They rely on their Haki and combat abilities. It is so intriguing and motivating to learn that Shanks' crew became one of the fiercest pirate crews without the use of Devil Fruit. The last crew comparable to this was Roger Pirates. This crew is unique, with the exception of the Red Hair Pirates. Fact 16. Shanks attacked by a shark instead of a Sea King. Shanks' limb was truly devoured by a shark, not a Sea King, according to One Piece, Romantic Dawn, version 1's first pilot in the Shonen Jump specials. This was subsequently modified by Oda, which ultimately made the scenario in later episodes of the show more compelling and horrifying. There are certain elements that, if altered, would destroy the substance of the moment. Fortunately, we were spared from that experience. Fact 17. Shanks was the youngest Yonko. Prior to the announcement of the new Emperors of the Sea, we were introduced to the 4 original Emperors: Shanks, Whitebeard, Kaido, and Big Mom. When Shanks became Emperor during that time period 6 years prior to the present, he was the junior Yonko among the Emperors. In addition, at the time, Shanks was the only Yonko from the West Blue, but Luffy has since stolen his crown. The other 3 Emperors, namely Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido, were all previously members of the notorious Rocks Pirates. Fact 18. Shanks doesn't have a Fishman or female in his crew. While Luffy's crew includes a Fishman like Jinbe and some of the most prominent female characters like Nami and Robin, Shanks' crew does not include either a Fishman or a figure who represents a woman. It would appear that we are not privy to the information necessary to solve this mystery. However, despite this, it has been a major topic of discussion among fans for quite some time. This information sparks one's interest, and now let's check to see whether we'll get a response to this query anytime in the near future. Fact 19. Shanks' Red Hair Pirates Jolly Roger changed. Yes! You got it right. In One Piece, the Jolly Roger of the Red Hair Pirates was changed a bit after the Marineford War. Both of them still have some of the same traits as Shanks, but the small differences are easy to spot. The mouth of the head on the first one was wide open. Now, though, the skull's mouth is closed, making it look different and more dangerous. Fact 20. Shanks stopped Kaido from coming to Marineford War. One of the most important fights in Shanks took place behind the screens, which is another interesting thing about the show is Shanks versus Kaido. During the Marineford War, Kaido was on his way to attack Whitebeard, but Shanks was able to stop him. We don't know exactly what happened, and it's still one of the things people argue about the most. Shanks was able to stop him and get to the war in time to stop it completely. Think about what would have happened if Kaido had been in the Marineford War. There would have been a lot more damage, and we can only guess who would have won. Marineford is one of the best parts of One Piece, but we don't know if Kaido would have made it better or worse if he had been there. And there you have it, 20 interesting things about Shanks that give him and the world of One Piece more meaning. Shanks is a man, myth, legend in every way that the term can be used. If you like the journey into Shanks' world, don't forget to like, follow, and hit the bell to be notified when Mugiwara Sketches posts something new and exciting anime videos. Thank you very much for visiting the Mugiwara Sketches YouTube channel, buddy. We hope you enjoy our funny sketch videos and anime reviews. Don't forget to subscribe to continue joining us on our joyful journey in the world of anime. If you have any wishes, questions, or suggestions for our next videos, feel free to express your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for your support, and until we meet again. See you next time, buddy.